So we forgot to record the first 15 seconds of our interview with Toby. So welcome to Bad Music Taste and Other Ways to Ruin Your Life. My name is Dominic.
And my name is Sam. Dominic is last week's record.
Last week's record was Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys. This record was first released in 1989 and it was repressed in 2019. Copy I have here is a repress on black vinyl. This is my personal favorite Beastie Boys record. But anyways, today we're talking to Toby Morse of H2O. And then we asked Toby who his running mate was going to be because that morning he announced he was running for president in 2024. So here's the interview.
Frustrated with this world right now. I'm sure you guys are as well. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have so many people I love to have. Maybe Vinny Stigma would be pretty amazing for me. Nazi front. He'd be pretty amazing. I don't know. Let me get back to you on that one. But yeah, it's just what a crazy world right now, huh, you guys? I imagine you guys are so young dealing with all this, like virtual school, just everything, you know?
Yeah, we watched the debate last night and it was painful.
Literally,
to say the least.
We probably could have put on a better debate.
How old are you guys?
We're both 13.
Awesome. Yeah, it's you guys are the future, man. So you got to pay attention to all this nonsense happening right now so you can, plus you guys are punk rock kids, so you guys know what I mean? You guys are already ahead of the game with that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Biden is the lesser of two evils in this case, but
yes.
Neither are that great.
Yeah, but it was just, we were both kind of disappointed in him. Like,
yeah, 100%.
We thought that he was just gonna like wipe the floor with him, but
I mean, the thing about it is, because I really don't like politics, but it is the reality of our life right now. Is that my main frustration is how come this is America and we don't have anybody under 70 years old that wants to be the president? We have nobody young. It's really scary, and I get it. It's a really hard job. It's a scary job, but I don't know. It's just. I don't know. They're so old. I just feel bad. I don't know. It was really hard to watch. It was really painful. Scary times, but gotta stay positive. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep pushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
H2O has always been a mostly positive band, but how have you guys been keeping a PMA within the last few months?
We talk every day. We did a couple live things. You know, we're planning on doing a possible live stream in my garage because I turn my garage into like a studio. So we think about doing like a DIY, like a live stream through there. It's hard because at first I was super stressed about the future of music, and then I started focusing on the podcast and just my life and my house and my family, and you know, enjoying the time being home. And now they're announcing dates for next year, but I have no control over that. It's up to the government, the cities, the country. So even if there's dates I can see in the near future of everything being postponed, I don't want to get excited about it because I have no control over it. And that's the one thing I did learn of this lockdown is that I do not stress about stuff I cannot control. If it's out of my hands, like there's no use stressing about it. So focus on the now, what I can control. And yeah, I mean, we were talking about doing like a new 7-inch before this all happened. We haven't put a record out in 5 years. My guitar player just moved to South Carolina. My drummer lives in New Jersey. And the rest of us are out here in Cali. So we're all kind of spread apart, and traveling is kind of weird right now. So, yeah, man, it's just trying to stay positive and trying to stay healthy and exercise. And, you know, I've been trying to learn how to surf with my son. He's a really good surfer. He's 17, and I've been trying to learn how to surf. I never liked the ocean. I have a fear of sharks, of drowning. I don't like sand. And, but I've been going with my son. It's been really, really fun. Like he inspired me to try to surf. He's a really good skateboarder. So that's something I've been doing. And yeah, I mean, the band's going to be here no matter when it's time to play, we're going to play. It's either going to be the craziest show we've ever played or the weirdest show we've ever played, depending on if there's social distancing or whatever the rules are going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm glad we're still in a band. I'm glad I have something to look forward to. You know, if I was in a band and this happened, I'm like, man, wow, maybe I should get the band back together when this is over because I'm really jonesing to do something, express myself. But I'm lucky I have that outlet and have that band still for sure. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to Adam the other day, and we talked to him about like drive-in shows and if H2O ever do one. And he said like the thing about hardcore is it's so like unified, and you can't do a drive-in hardcore show.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it'd be extremely weird. Like I would go see like Adele or somebody like that and sit in my car with my wife on a date and watch something like
Yeah.
that. But like a hardcore show, it's so hands-on and it's like so special. You know, it's bad enough
Yeah.
when there are barricades at shows if you're playing with a bigger band or you're on a different tour. But if it's something we can control, yeah, I would be down with that because it's full contact, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving movies are great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And, I mean,
Go ahead.
there's some place like near us that's doing drive-in shows, and
Mm.
I don't know, it's no like bands that we're really into, but maybe to go to just see live music again.
Yeah, I agree totally, man. I would do the same thing just to get that energy and that it's so important. It's so crazy that hasn't been talked about. There's so many different friends of mine are starting these campaigns to save our stages and save these venues because a lot of these venues are going to go out of business, man. There's like nothing happening. Like these DIY venues, these great venues all throughout Europe, these squats where they make you great food and they take care of you. There's like bunk beds for people to stay when they're on tour. There's these amazing places like these. They've been there for decades. That's what's scary, you know. And none of the plans that came out, like the different phases in any city, have said anything about music. It's like the last thing they're talking about, you know.
Right.
And I feel like it's the most important thing for people to have to escape all this insanity right now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, where we are, we're on stage 3, and they're all like barbershops will open and restaurants will open, but not music venues. There's like one music venue that I can think of that's open, and there's a bar above, and that's what they decide to open.
Yeah. It's weird. I think some of the venues are going to be like 25% of the capacity. So even if you play the show, it's going to feel like nobody's there, and it's going to be all spread out. And like,
Right.
I've seen some footage of like some shows in Czech Republic and Munich right now, and some of the venues are completely full. But then I found out later that there was like a spike in the cases after that or something. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like we're living in a Twilight Zone / Truman Show / Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
All those movies were together. We're living in that.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't seem real, but it is real, but it doesn't, like, it just,
I know.
because it's
crazy. And go ahead.
It's just like the weirdest thing to happen. Like, the world is shut down. Like, never in a million years would I have thought that I wouldn't be able to play live music.
Like I had a concert like scheduled, like, and I just bought tickets for, and then like 2 days later we got sent home from school, and it was just kind of like after that 2 weeks when they extended the break, it was like when it hit, it's like, whoever thought we'd be living through like a pandemic like this? Like, seriously.
I know. It's like we're like 7 months right now, right?
And it doesn't feel like it's been 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
It does. It's going by fast, right?
Yeah.
It's going by fast, right? That's the scary part too. I don't know if life has been going by fast, but for some reason when we're kind of standing still, it just seems. You're right. It goes by so fast.
Exactly.
It's gonna be Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and New Year's. It's gonna be so. And now, like, they canceled Halloween. These poor kids can't go trick or treating.
Okay.
Like,
I'm 13, but canceling Halloween broke my heart because I am very much a fall person and I love everything Halloween. So not being able to do that, because I mean, that is literally like contact with hundreds of people, but like not getting to do that was like the worst thing ever. Like,
I know, man. I feel so bad. It's crazy. Like, I still go. I mean, we go trick. I'm 50. My son's still trick or treat. He's not really 17, but we still walk around, get dressed up, and like go around the neighborhood and support the neighborhood and stuff. It's a great holiday. But I feel like maybe what if they said mandatory? Everybody has to wear a mask because it's Halloween, and you have to wear gloves. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like walking up to every door. Even
I
if you
know.
do wear a mask, there's gonna be the one like douche on the porch that doesn't have a mask on.
Yeah. You know what else too? They canceled. You can't go see Santa Claus at the mall this year. Santa Claus is canceled.
They canceled that already.
Yeah, you can't do that. Sorry. Yeah. You can't go sit on Santa's lap. You can't do it, man.
It's crazy.
Wave at Santa from 15 feet away.
Yeah.
Totally.
What do you want?
But yeah, like I feel bad for, like kids going into high school and college, but I feel honestly even worse for like the 3-year-olds growing up in this. I mean, they don't understand anything and
No,
having to wear a mask and everything. Like when they get to our age, imagine how different the world's going to be for them. Because it's like
100%.
basic things now. It's like we didn't wash our hands every time we came home, which is probably stuff that we should have been doing before.
Yeah.
Facts.
So now it's like the entire thing is going to change, even if we do get a vaccine or something to help.
I totally agree. I think it's going to make us a cleaner world for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the positive things about this is that like the earth is flourishing. Like a lot of the streams and rivers are being clear. The pollution went up. A lot of animals are thriving in places where they didn't feel safe before. You know what I mean? There's a lot of positive. I feel like it was like Mother Nature. Like, you know what? I seen a meme about it too. Like Mother Nature said, "Time to go to your room." You know, it's time for us to like, take a break so like the earth can breathe because it's too much, man. There's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been some positives. Like we started this podcast over
It's awesome.
quarantine.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think we would have had the time to do it like
No way.
like if we were still in actual school.
Yeah. What inspired you guys to start the podcast?
Well, it started. Sam was like, "Let's pay homage to Wayne's World," which is one of our favorite movies.
Awesome.
And we were like, "We can dress up every time." And then, like, we like called one of our friends. We were like, "Do you want to do this?" I'm like, "Sure." And we're like, "Let's not dress up."
Yeah, we were like, no. And then Dominic was like, "Well, we could like try to talk to musicians." And I was like, "That's a good idea." So then,
And we reached out to like a bunch of people, and I think one of them responded.
Yeah.
It's awesome. That's how it starts, though.
Yeah. We reached out to like at the very beginning, like Greg Hetson, Jimmy G, and then like a few months later we got them on, and it's just really crazy.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I'm stoked for you guys.
Thank you. I mean, like, even if it's the little things, it's like just thinking about having those people on and then doing it and continuing. It's just crazy.
You guys, you're making it happen, though. That's really awesome,
Yeah.
We're like, what if we got this person on? And then when it actually happens, we're like mind blown.
Yeah.
Really cool. So you guys both grew up going to like punk rock shows? You guys both are into punk rock through like your families, or?
Yeah, I like just from like listening to the Bouncing Souls and like Gorilla Biscuits and in the car.
Yeah. And then Dominic, basically, I just liked his shirt one day, and I was like, "Hey!" And then we started talking, and he just got me into a bunch of bands. So I very much widened my music taste.
I remember that we were both in the same like not French class, but like after school program, and I was wearing a No Effects shirt. You're like, so that rap.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a podcast yourself called One Life, One Chance. What prompted you to start your podcast?
That's a great question, my friend. Jamie Josta from Hatebreed. You know that band Hatebreed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a podcast. Another, my friend Trevor Silmser, he used to manage Sick of It All back in the day. Good friend of mine from New York. He kept telling me I should start a podcast a couple years ago, and I wasn't really even thinking about doing it. And I don't know, just one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And then I told my friend Jamie. He sent me like this I don't know what you guys recorded with, but he sent like a Focusrite. It's like a recorder for the podcast.
Oh yeah, I have like a little Behringer like sound.
Yeah. So they sent me one of those, and I was like, I'm gonna start with my mom. I think that'd be the smartest way to do it. Kind of do chronological order of my life and just start with her first. And that's how I started with my brothers. And then I was trying to do it like from where I was born in Taunton, Massachusetts, and then go like through the people I met in Rhode Island and Maryland, then New York, and kind of have like a chronological order of my life. And then I'm kind of doing that still, but I kind of like to throw little surprises in here and there. But yeah, it's really fun, really therapeutic, really great to talk to people. I really enjoy it, man, especially on this lockdown too. But I love doing them in person. Like I'll wait a year to get somebody if I could sit down with them as opposed to doing it on the phone, because I feel like you lose. Yeah. This is great, but if you can't see them on the phone, you feel like you just lose, I don't know, the energy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like Zoom was the next best
Yeah, it's great.
next best thing.
This is cool. Yeah, I've only done 2 of these so far. The Zooms. It's cool. It's definitely the new way to do it too, for sure. You know.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we talked about how, like, when we'll eventually get to do interviews in person, it'll be pretty cool. And I was like, dude, we could make business cards and have some pretty cool names on there.
Yeah, you could. How many people have you on so far?
I think this is our 30th interview.
Wow.
And the first like 5 were just our friends. So 25th, like musician, punk rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug originally told me about this. I think Doug Carrion was on here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and then Adam Blake just told me about it the other day. It's cool, man. We had a good time, man.
Yeah, we listened to the Doug one after we because we talked to Doug too, and I listened to that one after. I was like, I know that guy.
That's awesome. So you're at home and you're at a different place. You're both different places right now.
Yeah, we're both at our houses.
And both in New Jersey.
Baltimore.
Oh, nice, awesome.
Yeah, and Doug hooked us up with a bunch of people. He was like, give me some names. Who do you want to get on? Because
awesome.
He's such an energetic dude.
He is a ball of energy. I thought I was hyperactive and spazzy, but when I had him on the podcast, I love him. He has such good energy, man. He's such a good human.
Yeah, it was great.
He joins and he just like screams our names.
Yeah.
And, like now, like having to get to know him a little bit more, it's not surprising.
Yeah. He's got life. He's full of life, man. I love people like that, high on life, you know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I remember he asked for like a list of 15 people.
Yeah.
And within literally like an hour, he's like, all right, here's 9 of their emails. And we're like, okay.
Wow.
He's like Instagram DMing us. He's like, here's Bill Stevenson's email. And
we're like,
I like ran to my parents. I'm like, guess who we're interviewing? Yeah. And then my dad goes, if he says Milo, I will fucking kill you.
And you got Milo, though.
We got Milo.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like
dude, go ahead.
The Descendants are my favorite band, and
great band.
Yeah.
Like one of the greatest.
Yeah, and we reached out through like Instagram and Facebook message, and like those dudes don't have like social media, so I never would have thought that we would be able to get them.
Yeah,
it's cool. They're so off the grid, but then you got them. It's really cool.
Yeah,
man. It's awesome. Yeah. So both your parents like punk or no?
Well, my mom was always into like she was into some hair metal bands when she was growing up.
Sick.
She'll probably be so mad at me when she listens to this, but she was like a diehard fangirl of David Lee Roth. So,
all right.
You know,
that's
that
cool.
was part of my music. And then as Dominic introduced me to it, I started playing it. So I would say my mom would go to a punk show now.
That's cool. That's awesome.
She was into the Bad Brains, wasn't she?
Yeah. There was like a
wow.
And my parents would play like Bouncing Souls and the Gorilla Biscuits and the Descendants, and from there it just like stemmed further. Like Gorilla Biscuits are from New York. These are the other bands that are from New York. I have to listen to these bands. And that was more recently, and now I've gotten into like Cro-Mags and
nice
H2O and
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get John Joseph on here. I'll tell him about it for sure.
Thank you.
Oh,
I was watching a John Joseph interview right before we came up here.
Oh, you were? Awesome.
I was with like Rich Roll, I think.
Yeah. Rich Roll was awesome, man.
Yeah, I watched the interview that you did with him like just a few days ago. Like
awesome.
Prepping.
Nice, man. I like that. You prep on. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to watch like a bunch of interviews beforehand just to like get just to know what these people are about. And going back to Doug, from what I heard, he was a super like quiet dude. Like that I watched, and he joins and it's completely different from what I thought he was going to be like. which is the coolest thing.
Yeah. He's great, man. I'm really happy I reconnect with him because I haven't seen him in years, and then the field day came and played Los Angeles, and then we connected again. I haven't seen him since I was probably like a kid, and then he's awesome. Stoked for those guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new like field day 12-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the 7-inch that they put out before we like talked to him.
Yeah.
And
The songs are great. New songs are great.
Because it's not like they're reinventing the wheel that is Dag Nasty. Like you can tell there's inspiration from Dag Nasty, and they're kind of almost paying homage to it, but it's not exactly like Dag Nasty.
Yeah, it's 2020 version. I love that. That's a great review you did about it. It's really true. It's like 30 years later since the last record, maybe 20-something years later. So
Yeah.
you can't make the exact same thing over again. You have to your life changes during those years. You're inspired by different things and sounds, and so I back it. It's cool. Stoked for those guys.
Yeah.
How's life? How you guys have virtual school every day?
Yeah, and it's a lot more draining than normal school.
Yeah, like I was thinking I have to walk up like 3 flights of stairs every day in school. I thought that tired me out. Then I sat in front of a computer for a whole week and realized that's a lot worse.
It's gotta be draining. Yeah, and think about people, they do that for their jobs every day too, all day long.
Exactly.
Like, that must be so draining. Yeah, I can't imagine. I hope you guys go back to school like the second half this year. My son's a senior now. He just wanted to go to school for his senior year. It's like it sucks, man. It's hard, man.
Yeah, and like my neighbor next door, her grandson will like come over to her house sometimes. He'll like ride his bike out, and my mom and I started talking to her, and I guess he's like starting kindergarten, which I feel so bad for him because
having to
So
start,
just the social skills, right? Like you guys being around other kids and like just
like kindergarten. That's when you learn. Like,
exactly.
Totally.
That's when you make friends, and
because at least at our age, a lot of the Google Meets calls are just like talking not at us, but like talking to us and like telling us what we're doing for the week. So I can't imagine how it is for them, like especially if you see like people through the screen and they don't understand why they can't just be with them. Like I truly feel horrible for the young kids.
Yeah, the ones that don't understand what's really happening. You're right. That is true.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we went to school and we met a bunch of people and we like shared contact information, and now we can like talk to them. But people just now starting school, like,
I know.
Right, like if you think about it, if me and Dominic didn't meet in the after-school French program, neither of us would probably be doing the podcast right now.
It's true.
So it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, just making friendships and learning and growing, learning from each other, all that stuff. It's super important. Like,
maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't think we have the French program at the moment. Like,
which is even worse. I mean,
you don't have it no more?
No, just not at the moment.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a little bit more organized than it was last year, because last year they had a week to plan it. And
like it was like you have to shut down, and it's like, okay, what are we doing?
I remember like March 13th. They, like, gave me like stacks and stacks of work. Actually, I think I printed out because I prefer like the writing.
Yeah.
Like they were like, this is what you're gonna do, like all this work, like just busy work. It was like 2 weeks, not that bad. First day I was like at home by myself. I was like, this isn't too bad. Like I get to work at my own pace because there were no like Google Meets calls, and I enjoyed it. And then the next day, everybody was working from home again. They had the Google Meets, and it's just having to log in like right then and just sit there for this amount of time, 10-minute break, log in again. It's just so like draining.
Yeah. And
I
DP,
mean,
I wonder how the education is too. Like, how, you guys feel like you're learning just as much as you would be learning if you were in school?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like Dominic said, in the spring when like they first started close, it was a lot of review work because nobody really knew what they were doing, and it wasn't that easy because not a lot of the kids honestly took it seriously. You know, a lot of kids were like, "Oh,
because
I get
your grade couldn't go down. Like it could only go if you didn't do the work, then
you wouldn't fail.
Then that was your grade.
They did pass or fail. So the only reason you could fail is if you did literally nothing. If you did like one assignment, you pass. And that's when it was like,
so like you didn't even really have to try.
Right. And they realized, they're like, we can't do that. You know, we're not teaching them anything. So then, you know, we're doing actual work now. But I was actually doing an assignment on this the other day in class. And my teacher was talking about it, like, what's the advantages, disadvantages? And I'm like, well, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm not really a typing person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't enjoy doing that because I don't feel like I have, like, hold of what I'm doing. So I like writing everything out. And that takes me much longer. So it's like, it's just trying to figure out a system, really, because me and Dominic were talking earlier today. It still doesn't feel like we've adjusted to, like, we're back in school.
Yeah. Because just, every day over the summer, like, we would either, like, have an interview or we would, like, go to the park and skateboard then. But now we can't, like, and it took a second to get used to doing that every day.
Yeah.
And now, as soon as we get used to it, it's like, all right, you're doing school again.
Yeah. School.
I didn't even think about that, like writing stuff down as opposed to typing. That's really interesting. It's a really good point, actually. I didn't think about that.
I would rather write stuff down, and maybe it's more of a hassle, but if they were to, like, mail me work every week, I would prefer to do that, like, to write everything rather than.
And it's good to be writing at your age and just writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I saw something and it said that, like, writing helps you just, like, pick it up more rather than.
If you write things, like, while you're doing it, it helps you remember it. And then I heard from oddly enough, my music teacher, she was like, if you say it while you're writing it, then you remember it even more. It's kind of crazy.
No, that's true.
The color red.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
what?
Yeah.
Like,
there's a bunch of crazy tricks.
Yeah, like, before a test in actual school, my mom would, like, get out the flashcards and the red markers and be like, okay, write everything down. When you write it, it'll, like, go into your, like, you'll pick it up more.
I agree with that. I think when I write lyrics or writing stuff down or memorizing things, for sure, like when I used to speaking at schools, I'd write stuff down, you write a bunch of times, and then if you put on a cue card, just stuff like that, like, it's true. Yeah. And the more you see, it's repetitive. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and then my mom would, like, hold them up and, like, do, like, the flashcard thing. Yeah.
Were you just drinking coffee a few minutes ago?
This is water right now.
Okay. I was like, wow, this kid's drinking coffee.
But most mornings, yes.
Nice.
I can't drink coffee unless it's in the morning. It's weird. It just, like, tastes bad when it's not in the morning for me.
So you guys started drinking coffee early at your age. You guys are 13 drinking coffee? Yeah, I think my son started around the same time, maybe younger, because his grandmother gave him his first sip, and he, like,
yeah,
loves
coffee. I make, like, a normal cup of coffee, and I put the Swiss Miss stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
nice.
It's like a poor man's mocha.
Yeah, Dominic's got, like, the Starbucks going on, whereas you brought up grandmoms. When I go to my grandmother's, first taste I had of coffee, my grandmother likes her coffee black with absolutely nothing in it. So I was like, let me try coffee. Tried it, and I literally washed my mouth out. It's the worst experience I ever had. It was horrible. And then I put 2 spoons of sugar in it, and I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
It's not like I have to stay awake thing. Like, I must drink the coffee to stay awake. It's just a good taste. And my mom is like, well, then why don't you drink decaf? When you drink decaf, you just feel like you're being cheated.
It's like zero. It's like Coke Zero. It's not the same.
Good point.
Not the same.
I haven't had coffee in 2 months.
Wow.
I know. I don't need coffee. I'm super hyperactive as it is. And I tried coffee last year for the whole month of December. I was like, I'm gonna be like an adult. I'm drinking coffee with my friends. And literally it's probably the first drug I've ever had. And I had coffee like every day, and it made me so crazy and jittery. It just does not work for me personally. All my friends were so psyched. There was coffee companies DMing me going, "Hey, we started drinking coffee. Can we send you some of our beans?" I was like, "No, I'm just like trying it out." And then my band was super psyched. And then like we should make a coffee show. I'm like, calm down. Like I'm just trying it out. Like, because all my band drinks coffee. And then I just quit it. I think quit it like January 1st or something. And on my son's birthday, January 26th, he's like, just have a coffee. All I want to do is have a coffee on my birthday with me. So I had a coffee, and then I was addicted for, I don't know, after that, I don't know. There's something about it. It doesn't taste the best.
Yeah.
It's just there's something about drinking a coffee. I don't know, man. Like,
This makes you like feel good.
Does it make you guys feel like you're more grown up, like an adult, more drinking coffee, or no?
It's just like the stigmatism behind it. Like I don't need it to be awake, but I'm like, I drank coffee this morning. I feel awake, and then I'll like crash on the couch 20 minutes later.
Like almost like a placebo. Like there was caffeine in that. Lots of caffeine. Like but it was decaf. And
so do you think it's really the caffeine, or do you think it's the mental of thinking, okay, I drank caffeine, I drank coffee. Now
I think it's more of
who knows, man.
Yeah.
Mental, for sure.
I mean, if you say to yourself all morning, I didn't get a good night's sleep, then the rest of your day you're gonna think, I didn't get a good night's sleep. But I mean, if you didn't get a good night's sleep and you're just like, I gotta find night's sleep, then you're gonna believe that you gotta find night's sleep.
Right. It's literally been like scientifically proven that when you're tired, if you say, I'm awake, I'm not tired, it makes you more awake. Which that's just yeah. I read something about that, and I read looking at the colors like yellow and red makes people more motivated. I'm like, okay, so McDonald's.
Maybe that's like why you write in red for like to learn things more. Maybe that's why you write
Are you guys all about like the pumpkin, like the different, like when Starbucks has the holiday coffee? You guys all about that life or no?
I tried it the day it came out because I like their mochas that they have.
Okay.
And like we went to Starbucks, grabbed the pumpkin spice mocha, and it's like our pumpkin spice latte, and I was really, really excited about it. But it's very, very sweet, very like just too rich.
Yeah, I had it like a couple years ago, and it was okay. But I'm more of like a pumpkin cake, like pumpkin pie, like pumpkin spice with like Cool Whip. That's the type of person I am, and like pumpkin candles everywhere, like just smelling like, fall.
My mom bought everything like pumpkin spice the day it like September 1st.
Yeah,
everything pumpkin. We have like 3 pumpkin spice candles in one room. And I don't know what it is. Just right now, it's like the taste has just gotten gross.
Yeah. See, I guess I would say I'm more of a pumpkin person because then when you move into winter, it's all peppermint, winter mints, and I'm just like, it's okay, but I'm not a mint person. Like, I cannot stand chocolate and mint together, which I'm going to get judged for, but I can't. It's so gross to me.
That's you. That's your trash.
It's like toothpaste and Hershey bar.
I don't know. I just prefer like the winter vibes rather than like.
So you guys like winter. You like the cold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, like fall.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like fall into winter because it gets like annoyingly cold.
Like right before it turns winter.
Yeah.
I miss the East Coast fall. I miss seeing the leaves change colors and you're driving down whatever 95 and just I do miss that. I'll never not miss that. I don't miss the winters or the snowstorms or the freezing cold. But
I mean, my dad is from Rochester, New York.
Nice. It's cold up there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. So we got a lot of snow then.
Like it's just the winter here is just like almost annoying because I'm born in June, but I like fall weather. I cannot stand the heat.
Yeah, like I was born in August and I don't like the heat. And I like the winter because every day you look forward to a snow day, or you cross your fingers for a snow day, and now that's
That's
gone.
cool.
Exactly. Now
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, even if we go back, they're gonna be like, all right, so tomorrow you're gonna log onto your Google Meet for your class, and it's like,
It's not like before it was you can't drive, the roads are slippery, and now
Oh yeah. Now you
now
guys
it's
can be in the house at school in the
your
blizzard
carpet's not
outside.
slippery. You can walk up there, wear socks.
yeah, imagine the generations that are gonna grow up and never have a snow day.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
You have to hope that it never comes to that.
Yeah.
And with the global warming stuff, I'm sure you guys having some mild winters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
It's like
fall day one, like wearing sweaters and jeans, and then the next
Right.
day back to shorts.
It's wild, man.
Maryland weather is the most confusing thing ever because, like Dominic said, like the first day of fall it dropped to like 65, and I was like, ooh, and I like put on a sweater.
It was like 44 that morning.
It was insane. And then I wake up and it's still September, but second day of fall, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be a high of 90 degrees today, and I'm like,
What?
Like that
Yeah.
it was fun while it lasted.
yeah,
2 days. 2 days.
Yeah.
right.
But then, like, in a week, it'll be back to a high of 60. And then
Yeah.
the next day after that, it'll be back to 80s. It's
crazy time, man. East Coast weather's kind of crazy like that
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I used to live in Maryland when I was younger. I went to high school in St. Mary's County in Southern Maryland.
Yeah.
Not too far from Baltimore, I think, right? Like 30, 40 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like involved in my student council and everything, so I've met a ton of people from St. Mary's. So yeah, I know where that area is.
Yeah, my mom got a job there, and I moved there from Rhode Island. And Rusty, my guitar player from H2O, he was a maintenance man who worked at the apartment complex, and my mom was his boss, and that's how we met Rusty, and he joined the band later on in life. But we became friends in the early '80s. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
small town, St. Mary's County. There was no skateboarders there, no punk rockers. We were like the freaks. Me and my brothers who moved there from Newport, Rhode Island. We were like shaved heads and orange Converse. Woo, shocking! And we had skateboards, and nobody's wearing Vans, and we were like safety pins in our clothes. And I'm sure you got something. I just realized that. So this is the newspaper from. Let's see. Hang on a second. 1984. This is from the St. Mary. I can't really say, but it's the St. Mary's County newspaper. The newspaper is called the Enterprise, and and that's my brother. We're like on the cover of this newspaper, and it says "Skate Tough or Die," hardcore thrashing at Lexwoods, which is the apartment complex my mom owned. We were like the freaks.
Wow.
We were like aliens who landed in St. Mary's County in 1983.
Wow.
And so they put us on the cover of the newspaper of the Enterprise as like this group of like kind of rebellious youth. I just realized I had us framed in there. But yeah, 1984, because we built the ramp, built the quarter pipe. Anyway, that's just showing you guys that. Anyway, I just thought about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Local skateboarders invade town.
Yeah, and then we used to go skating in at Crofton Skate Park in Crofton, Maryland. We used to go skating in Waldorf at All City Skates. And obviously go to shows in Baltimore and see like tons of bands at the Loft. That was a famous spot in Baltimore back in the day. Anywho, it's from Baltimore. It's a great band, Trapped Under Ice.
I've heard of them. They were on Discord, weren't they? I think so.
Not on Discord, but they're a hardcore band. They're friends of mine. They're from there. They're a great band. And there's another band called Angel Dust.
Oh yeah.
And Turnstile.
I've seen them twice, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so Angel Dust, Trapped Under Ice, and Turnstile, they're all like a group of friends from the Baltimore area. And they're super talented, amazing hardcore kids, man. You should definitely check them out. They're from your town.
Yeah, I saw Angel Dust with Avail in Philly.
Oh, nice. What a great band too, Avail, man.
Yeah. My dad is like the biggest Avail fan ever, and
that's cool. It's awesome.
Like last March, something like that, I was scrolling through like Facebook and saw that an article by like Brooklyn Vegan, like Avail is getting back together, and I was the one who told my dad about it. He was like, "That's not real." It's like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
That's sick. So you guys went and saw them together?
Yeah, at that like
That's cool.
reunion show in Richmond.
Yeah.
And we're friends with somebody who's good friends with the band. And my dad was like talking to him. His name is Lloyd. He was talking to him. He was like, do you think we can get to the show after? Like, I'll see what I can do. And we just saw that first one, but mind blowing because they did 2 nights at like in Richmond.
I'm sure it was crazy. That's where they're from.
Oh yeah, like we showed up when the first band, like before the first band even showed, like right when doors opened, and we walked in, and like we were the first, like some of the first people in line, and we walked in, and there's already like tons of people in there.
Yeah. What was the big show?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I'm sure, man.
Lloyd was like, "This is the biggest venue I've ever seen a Vale play."
Awesome, man.
And like I started crying when they started playing because
that's amazing, man. That's awesome.
And Lloyd was like,
Special.
tears are gonna be like cried tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was emotional for everybody. They've been together a long time.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't like there when they were first playing.
Yeah.
Like, but still, like to see a band play after 13 years is.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a like a, I don't want to say religious experience, but it's something.
Yeah.
It's a feeling.
It's a feeling,
you know what I'm saying?
like no other.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it overwhelms you. Music's so powerful, man. It's so powerful.
And then we saw them again in Philly, and then Angel Dust opened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we both went.
You were there?
No, you guys both went.
Oh, no, just Dominic.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said we were both there.
No. I wish. If they play the West Coast, I'll be there for sure. I'd love to see them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think the last concert I went to was like a pop punk band named Water Parks, and that was one of the craziest experiences ever. I mean, I got there and I heard it was a sold out show, but I'd never been to a sold out show before. So I got in, I felt like a sardine. Like it was literally, you can move like that much on all sides, and that was it. So then I stood on like this little, I stood on like this
after
little.
The show, and you said that you were like on a platform. You said
there was like a little ledge, and I just stood on it.
That you were like,
wow,
you were gonna fall, but
I legit thought I was gonna fall the entire time. Yeah, because there was like, because I was scared that people were gonna think I was crowd surfing if I fell, because I don't want to do all that. But there was literally, of course, me being 4'10", I get there and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Turn around, there's a 6-foot guy right in front of me, and I'm like, so then I found a little ledge, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But yeah, you can tell by my videos, my phone's like going like back and forth the whole time. Yeah.
It was a good show though. Water Parks, they're called?
Yeah, because I'd seen them literally like a month before in a record shop called the Soundgarden in Fells Point, and they played like an acoustic set, and I met all of them. And at that show, I told them, I was like, I'm going to see you guys in like a month. And they were like, that's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. They're from Maryland?
No, I think Houston.
Oh, okay. I'll check them out for sure.
Last show that I saw before everything went to shit was The Real Big Fish.
Nice.
Which is like a very obscure band to see right before the world shuts down, but
yeah.
And then March 13th, we were supposed to see a guy named Dave Haas play.
I know Dave Haas is my friend.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, man, Haas is awesome.
We were gonna
That's cool.
See him March 13th, which was the like last day that everything was normal. And then March 12th, he was like, not going to happen.
That sucks, man.
That was going to be the last little bit of normalcy.
I know. We had a show. I had a show on my 50th birthday on April 8th in New York, sold out show. And then we had 2 shows in New Jersey at Crossroads. And then I moved those to July. And then I moved them to December. And they're still supposed to happen in December, which I know it's not going to happen. I'm not thinking about it. But I had a little bit of hope that I saw New Jersey opened up. The venue opened up with 25% capacity allowed. And so it's not even like really worth it to like do that to people who've been
Right.
waiting. So we're going to have to move them to next year. So it was just a little frustrating because I was super excited for those. It'd be
Yeah.
really
It's
awesome.
the 51st birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully the same bands will play with us next year. But yeah, that was, the only tour I did this year was H2O, Gorilla Biscuits, Agnostic Front, Wisdom in Chains, Billy Biohazard, and that was in Europe in January. That was a Persistence tour. It was incredible.
Yeah,
It's been
that's like, it sounds like a good way to like
have my only tour of the year.
yeah,
Yeah.
say goodbye for now.
I'm trying to also it's been Count Time and it's been Cutthroat on there. It was a great tour, and like we all on that tour, all of us said if this is before the pandemic, we're like, if we never tour again, this is the best tour we've ever done. This is the greatest memories, the best shows, and like that was the vibe on the tour, and that was actually said by a couple people, and here
The
we are
irony.
now.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here we
Yeah.
are now, and it's like that's the only tour we did this year.
Like it's the last time you're gonna. Well,
That's how you should do it anyway.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how you're supposed to do every show. You know what I mean? Like play it like it's your last. But you didn't realize that was going to be it for this year.
yeah, I
Right.
would have cherished the Real Big Fish a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
Was it a good show? Was it a good show at least?
It was a great show, and
That's awesome.
I went with my friend, and because we're kids, we were able to make our way up to the front.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember you texting me and you were like, I'm gonna go to a show in like an hour, and I was like, cool.
We didn't plan that beforehand because it was like a festival. There were just like all day bands, and it was at like a small little place. It was,
Yeah.
And I said to my dad, I was like, "Do you want to go see the Real Big Fish?" He doesn't like the Real Big Fish, and he was like, "Maybe," and then I don't know. I said it again like an hour. It's like fine. And I said, "Can my friend come along too?" He goes, "Fine." So I text my friend, and then we got like pizza at this awesome little place called Johnny Rad's.
Yeah.
Johnny Rad's?
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
I mean, their logo outside is the Black Flag logo.
Oh,
And
sick.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's literally down the street from the record shop, the Soundgarden I was talking about.
Oh, sick. Awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cool area. That's cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they got like skate decks all over the walls. Like the wheels on the doorknobs on the doors are wheels, like skate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
So that's like their whole thing, and then we got the set list later that night. Like
Awesome.
they tore off 2 and then gave it to each of us.
Yeah.
So that's
cool. That's cool being kids at shows. You just said like you get up front. I didn't think about that when you're small and you're kids. You just roll up to the crowd and roll up front. It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw.
Right, and like
I saw the Interrupters like a year ago, and it was just like, come on.
Another great band.
Yeah.
Great bands.
And
it's like we can't lie and say that doing the podcast as 13-year-olds hasn't had a little push, because if you start a message with, hey, I have a podcast, compared to, hey, we're 2 13-year-olds who like punk rock and have a podcast, there's a little push there.
yeah. And we've said that it's given us a little advantage, and
yeah, but you guys, it's not like you guys are given the podcast. You guys put it together and you're working hard on it. So it's like, it's awesome, man.
Yeah. DIY.
Accept all those perks. You guys earned them. It's awesome. You guys are grinding on this. It's really cool. You started this. How long did the pandemic? 7 months? Yeah,
we started it in April, I think.
Yeah,
it's
amazing, like a month
man.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was just like 5 or 6 months. Yeah. April.
And
April,
30 episodes.
April 25th. That was
Wow.
the day the first episode came out. How do I know that?
That's pretty crazy. You guys accomplished a lot in that many months, man. 30 episodes. That's a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, we said that we were on hiatus right now. So
because of school.
Yeah,
we were like, let's take a little break.
Just to like get a bunch of material. But
of course.
yeah.
It's called banking them. You guys are banking them.
Mm-hmm. Because when we get to a point where, you know, we have like winter break, that's gonna be like, whew, you know, like it'll be plenty of time. Because obviously we're not gonna like record one on like Christmas Day, but it's funny saying that because we both recorded an episode on our birthdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
On Sam's birthday, we talked to Mike Park, and on my birthday, we talked to Brian Keeneland.
Nice.
So, yeah. And Sam got me this little like glittery cowboy hat with like a string, and I was wearing that over the beanie when Brian first joined, and I was like, I forgot that I was wearing it, and I think
that is amazing.
I think that's at the beginning of the interview. If I didn't cut that out,
it's funny because like that's the little thing on his birthday, and then I can't remember exactly what it was, but Mike Park is in a different time zone than us. I think he's in PST.
Yeah, so, he said I can do 8 o'clock my time, so it was 11 o'clock our time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was like about to crash. I'd been out all day. I was like, "Hi, look, my music taste." It was funny.
When do you guys drop your episodes? How many you guys drop per week? Just one?
Yeah, we try to shoot for one. For a while, it was 2 a week because we had just like so much, and we wanted to like get everything out before the topics became irrelevant.
Because like we would talk about albums that were coming out soon, and we were like,
gotcha.
Yeah, and just like stuff that's going on with them then.
Yeah.
And
it's awesome.
There's been times. Like, we talked to Greg Hedson about a show that was happening that Friday, and then it came out that Saturday.
It happens, though.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because we originally released everything, like, every Saturday, and then we added Wednesdays, because we thought that was, like, you know, pretty good, a couple days in between. But, like, seriously, props to Dominic, because he does, like, all the editing and uploading stuff.
You do?
I'm not good with technology. Wow. So that's all
Me either. So you Dominic, you do all the editing and everything?
Yeah.
Wow, just self-taught?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I used to like take songs and then put like years and years ago and like put them into like Movie Maker on my computer. Like the thing that was already installed on it.
Like iMovie or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just like copy and paste all the lyrics onto it like when they said it.
Yeah.
And then that was what I did. And from that I just kind of like learned how to like edit videos from that.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So like when you were 10 years old or something?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that was like 5 years ago. So like 8 or 9.
Wow. That's incredible. That's really cool. You're super DIY from birth.
But
awesome,
I mean,
man.
we're not gonna like ask our friends to do it. Like, will you edit our podcast?
Yeah.
It's a little weird because if we're like, you know, because I always felt bad that I couldn't do it, but I'm like, he does a really good job and he doesn't seem to mind.
I like doing it.
Yeah.
The only annoying part that we've both agreed on is our parents always want to watch them back when we're around.
Yeah.
And neither of us can stand to hear the sound of our own voices.
That's what sucks. Is my mom is you're gonna let me watch the Toby Morse interview as soon as you get off the phone, right? Right?
Hi, Mom. So your mom knows about punk rock too, obviously.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. That's so funny that you said that. Oh my god, I can't wait till we like FaceTime.
Yeah, I can't wait until she sees this.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. You both seem to have open-minded parents, which like, it's cool. You get to listen to this music that might seem crazy to other people, but it's got such a positive message in its community, and just everything about punk rock has been like, there's like maybe like a negative stigma about it from other people looking on the outside. So the fact that your parents open-minded about it, it's cool because I think it's a pure music that you can't hear anywhere else, you know.
And I'm really scared that the same thing that happened to like skateboarding is gonna happen to punk rock, where it becomes like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
I,
already kind of happening, like Misfits t-shirts being sold at like Hot Topic. I'm just scared that that's going to happen to like the Descendants or some band like that.
well, just so you know, it happened before many, many, many years ago, and those shirts have been around for a really long time, and they've been,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff's been around for a really long time, and Hot Topic, yeah, all that stuff, and punk rock is always going to be here. It got really big for a second, and for me and probably a lot of bands, when the year punk broke in the early '90s, for a lot of people were bummed saying that punk rock was sold out and this and that, but because of Green Day, Offspring, Rancid, all my friends who did really, really well, all of that stuff trickled down to all of us other bands. Like, it helped all of us. It helped all of us have long careers and get to be in front of different audiences and other people hear our music. And Rancid be wearing an H2O shirt. Everybody's wearing each other's shirts and repping each other. And like, it was this community, regardless if it was on MTV or not or in Hot Topic. Punk rock is something that's personally for us. It's something that we keep inside of us. It's something that we live by, and it's something we love, and nobody can take that away from you. So when the bands got bigger, I was so happy for my friends, and all of their success only helped out us little guys. Rancid got us signed to Epitaph Records in the '90s. Like, it was this bootstraps theory that we talk about on a record FTTW about pulling each other from the bootstraps, and this was all the bands helping each other up. So as far as the Misfit shirt's concerned, those shirts are always going to be bootlegged. Someone's going to try to copy that. It's an amazing skull, and people are trying to do that for years. But Doyle's one of my closest friends. He's an incredible. You should get Doyle on here. I'm gonna tell Doyle.
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Really?
That's one of my closest friends. Yeah, he's an amazing human.
Oh, thank you.
As embarrassing as it might be, we always look at like the people that like follow each other, and we literally said, we're like, how about we get Doyle from the Misfits? And we were like, that would be insane.
Yeah.
He was on my podcast too. He's my big brother. I'll definitely hit him up about this for sure.
Thank you.
That'd be awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw the Misfits last year, one of the last shows.
Yeah. I
Nice.
remember Dominic calling me, and he was like, they moved up our seats.
That day was the most backwards day, but in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like, the Bouncing Souls were playing the same day.
Oh.
At night. And then the Misfits announced their show. Like, OG Misfits with Danzig.
Yeah.
And everybody.
Yeah.
So the Bouncing Souls were like, we're doing a matinee now, so we can go see the Misfits. So we decided to do the same thing. And so we had tickets to both shows. And we pull up to the venue because we had acoustic tickets to see the Bouncing Souls beforehand. So we get there a little bit early. And as soon as our like Uber pulls up, everyone from the Bouncing Souls walks out of the venue.
Yeah.
We're like, can we get a picture, everybody? And then Greg's like, sure, get in front of the marquee. And
Nice.
awesome. And then they were walking to buy donuts for everybody, like vegan
awesome.
donuts.
Sick.
Yeah. And then they get back, they're like, everybody, please take a donut.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I remember you were like updating me all day. You're like, this happened.
Yeah.
And then it got better.
And then we went to see the Misfits, and we like stopped at like a restaurant beforehand, and Dave Haas walks in.
Nice.
And he's sitting at the table next to us. And the weird thing about that was like we asked him for a picture, and then we sat at the table next to him all night, like whispering. And then we went to the Misfits show, and the guys from the Bouncing Souls are walking next to us again. And
wow.
And
that's awesome.
Their bassist Brian said something to us. He just looks over and goes, "Small world."
That's awesome.
And like Agnostic Front opened at that show, so we wanted to see Agnostic Front play. And we were at the very top, so Roger Merritt was like this big, and like some dude in like a suit with like laminate. He's like, I work for the box office. Do you want these tickets? They're for down there. Like we thought it was fake.
Yeah.
Some dude like just like a kook comes up to you and is like, do you want free tickets? Like, gotta be
just too good to be true.
Yeah, you're gonna be skeptical. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we said sure, and then we were watching from like the side of the stage,
Wow, he hooked you
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, like right by Doyle.
That's cool, man. That is a great day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was like one of the last shows that we saw before quarantine.
It's a great show to see though.
Yeah.
That's the thing though too about that's the thing that like separates punk rock from other genres of music is that you can be hanging out eating donuts with the Bouncing Souls. You can be walking next to them. Nobody's like rock
Right.
stars. Everybody's on the same level. We're a community. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like it's not something that's so like perfect example. All the people you got on your podcast within like 5 months. All your like
Yeah.
all the people like Descend, like Milo, your favorite band, he's on your podcast. That would not happen in a different genre of music if you had to go through like managers and labels and all this stuff.
Yeah, and I mean
Like,
there's been
you
a
know what I
couple
mean?
times that we have to go like through press people and through record labels.
Right.
But it's very rare. Most of the time we can just like say to someone, like go to them directly and say, "Do you want to
Right.
be on my podcast?" And then sometimes some people will hook us up with other people, and it's the coolest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like-
nobody's unapproachable. Nobody's
Right.
Yeah.
nobody's everybody's at arm's reach. This community is so tight knit.
Yeah,
It's a family. It's awesome. That's
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say, I guess. Yeah.
So I mean,
It's
you're
not like
gonna,
rock stars and egos. It's not like you're up
Yeah,
there,
I
and we're
mean,
down here. You know?
that's why
Right.
we've had Milo and not
Totally.
like somebody from Aerosmith and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which at the rate you guys are going, you might be able to get Steven Tyler. You never know. You never know. Never say never, man. You don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a small world, man. It really is.
That's a good point.
So a few years back, you did a tour of schools for your nonprofit promoting substance-free lifestyles in the youth. Would you ever consider doing another tour or even going virtual for right now?
Yeah, I mean, I love speaking at schools. My nonprofit, I did like 37 schools, and then what happened was we made the record. We did Nothing to Prove, and then all of a sudden, then we started touring like crazy because we had like this kind of hiatus thing. Yeah, I love doing it. Yeah, virtual people have reached out to me to do some virtual ones. It's interesting. Maybe I would do that. I should look into that more. But yeah, I love doing podcasts in person. I think going to schools and actually speaking might have a better connection than doing it on a computer. But I'm not saying I won't do it. But yeah, it's really fun talking to the kids and talking about where I come from, why I look like a freak, but really I'm not really a freak. Like, and I'm straight edge and vegan, just all this stuff. Like I was trying to break stereotypes of tattooed musicians and people from our world. And it was really fun to do. And it was a good connection there. Kids are really open to talking and having good questions, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean we still have like the dare thing where
Totally.
like a local police officer comes and tells you why you shouldn't do drugs. But it's so much different when like the singer of H2O tells you why you shouldn't do drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I guess, more personal that way because, I mean, do you expect a cop to come in and tell you to do drugs?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You know,
but
it's
like,
kind of like
the singer of a punk band, like, because there's still like a stigma around.
100%. My whole thing is like, my whole thing is like, I'm not preachy, I'm teachy. I'm trying to lead by example. Like I have a PowerPoint. In my PowerPoint, I have pictures of my friends who passed away from drugs and alcohol. Like I'm telling my story, but it's not like you should be like me or you should do this because
I am now your role model.
Yeah. It's like that's the same as your parents yelling at you, telling you not to do things. You're not supposed to be yelled at. You're supposed to be like educated on things. And I just try to tell my story in like a non-judgmental way and just express how I got where I am. And this is what I've done. These are the friends I've lost. This is why I look like a tattoo weirdo. This is why I may look younger and I can still skateboard because of this lifestyle I chose. All that. So
do what you want to do. This is my thought. Like
totally.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't do this and you have to do this.
Exactly. And not all musicians, married musicians, are cheaters or drug addicts or criminals. I've never been arrested. I mean, look like a total crazy person. So I express myself with tattoos, but it's just breaking the stereotypes, for sure.
Yeah, it's not just like don't do drugs because they're bad.
No.
Like
exactly.
No.
Like I don't think you should do drugs, and here's why.
And to be honest, some of the people that would speak at schools when I was a kid, they came from like, hey, I used to do drugs. I lost my whole life because of drugs. Now I'm a sober person.
And
For me,
it's not straight edge. It's sober.
yeah,
Like,
for me,
yeah.
I've never tried anything. So when I'm speaking to high schools, almost a lot of the kids there have already experienced stuff I've never experienced. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Already. So it's like, mine is not intervention, it's prevention. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
And I mean, like right now, there's nothing to do, and just to think that like people are picking up drugs right now because there's nothing to do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
For that to be like a hobby at this point, it's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys feel pressure? I mean, you guys are only 13. I'm sure you see things at your school. It's probably stuff happening at school.
I mean,
The worst thing.
we're only in middle school, so we don't see too
Yeah.
much of
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
like,
Right, like we can assume pretty well
Yeah.
that it'll probably get worse as we get older, but I mean, where we
Yeah.
are right now, the worst thing you have is kids that are vaping, which not
Yeah.
that that's a good thing or like a oh, that's not that bad. It's just like
but
Yeah.
it's worse than cigarettes. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
cigarettes are already like horrible, and then vapes are just
And
because it
they're-
makes you think that it's better, but
And they're
then there's
literally
even worse
advertised.
chemicals.
And they're like advertised to children with the flavors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just-
Totally.
And it's like at eyes level. Like,
right.
It's
It's like
extremely addictive too.
yeah. It's like how is
Yeah.
this not illegal?
Yeah.
You know?
Like
Yeah.
they raised the age of cigarettes. They still haven't gotten rid of cigarettes.
It's
Like,
crazy, man. Yeah, it's true. You guys seem to guys have like heads on your shoulders. You guys know exactly who you are, what you guys want to do, what you believe in. You know what I mean? Like, you're the generation that we need. You know, you're the one that's gonna like help save this world. Hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of pressure you guys have on you, but you know what I mean, though. Like, if there's
Yeah.
more kids like you in the world who like know what's up and come from like great parenting and like a household that's like open-minded, all that stuff's like so important, you know.
oh,
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
thank you. But like I've thought about it. I'm like, could you imagine if there's like other kids starting podcasts like ours right now and we don't know them, but like at some point we'll be on their podcast and it's like
Of course.
podcastception.
Yeah. Podcastception. And
Yeah.
a couple of our friends have started podcasts, and they've said like,
Yeah.
like our friend recently started one, and they were like, I'm not trying to like copy you or anything. It's just a really good idea.
Right. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude, no, like do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
get creative.
And we
weren't
asked
the
to be
first-
on theirs.
Right. We weren't
Cool.
the first people to make a podcast, you know, and we'll
Yeah.
actually probably link hers in the description. Shout out.
Yeah.
You guys are inspiring your friends. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of like a surreal moment. I was like, that's sweet, but like we didn't invent podcasts. You
Yeah.
can still do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Maybe we're copying somebody. You'll never know.
But
Right.
this is such a cool outlet for you guys, especially your age, especially being on lockdown. This is such a
Yeah.
great way to like talk to other humans, get inspired, express yourself. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, the first few episodes, like you said, were just our friends, and that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Just being able to like talk and like say what you're thinking right then, like just to
Mhm.
how you feel about everything, and then to be able to
Yeah.
talk to that like about your to talk about that to your favorite musicians is just like so
Yeah, and like on top of that, it's like before, if we listen to our old interviews, it's like question, answer, silence, question, answer.
yeah.
Now
We
get
didn't even
questions.
like ask how it was going. It was today we're talking to this person from this band.
And then
Yeah.
we just, like,
That was
waited.
it.
Exactly.
And we
So
just waited for
now-
them to say, "How's it going?"
Right. And now
This-
we have like questions that we fall back on and try to talk to people.
The first like the first
But this go ahead.
the first like few questions that we asked were like with our friends, we asked the same questions every time, and it was
Like the deserted island
like
questions.
5 favorite records if you were stranded on an island. Like those questions. And then the
Yeah.
first few interviews we continued to ask those. Then we were like, what if like we were able to like relate the questions to the people. Like,
Right. And
Yeah,
we're
of
like,
course.
that's probably a good idea.
like that's
This is a
better
good.
than.
This is
Yeah,
a good flow.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It's supposed to. That's how I do mine. I just have a couple questions, but I don't have like a real agenda. And
We try to have like the questions as a backup if
totally.
the conversation dies.
Yeah, but you want to
Yeah.
have a flow. This is like a natural flow. That's not. That's why it's special because you're having just a conversation. It's not like question answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because so many bands do that, and then it's like something different is refreshing.
Yeah, and I mean
know?
that's like the difference between a podcast and like just an interview show.
Or with a little
Yeah.
computer, like little record. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think for a little while we forgot we were doing a podcast, if that makes sense. Because like we are interviewing the people on the podcast, you know? Like that part.
It's just like favorite this. It was all like your favorite stuff. It wasn't like things that anybody would really need to know.
Yeah, but you're learning as you go, and you're growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I mean,
awesome.
maybe in another 5 months we'll watch this one and think, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
We could do a part two. We'll do a part two then. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just about to bring that up. Like one of the, I think maybe the first musician we had on was JR from Less Than Jake, and that was like the biggest.
We're planning a second one.
Right, we're planning a second one. I plan to redeem myself for the questions I asked.
Like
That's okay though.
We're planning a second one with Doug.
Yeah.
Nice.
To talk about the new Opposite Land. He said he could get Peter to hop on, which is so cool because in his like list of names we said Peter Kortner. He was like, Peter doesn't do press.
Yeah, I know. I got him on my podcast. So I was really lucky. I did a part 1 and 2 for him and Doug for sure. Yeah,
and
I like doing that. Spreading, it's like stretching them out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, and then he was like, he's like a mythical being. Sightings are rare, but you know he exists.
It's totally true, and I love him like that too. It's awesome.
Right, and he said that he could get Peter on, and I like looked up all the interviews that Peter's done, and there was like one. Like, I can't get anything from this.
But the thing about that is, like, Milo and Bill Stevenson, they're not any social media. You got them, so.
Oh yeah, that Bill Stevenson was probably one of the craziest, just because that was like when we stepped up, and literally that day I watched Filmage, and I was like,
great.
Wow.
Because we emailed him that Sunday. He got back to us that Monday, and he said, I can do later today. So we like scrambled.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an experience.
He was like, 4:30 later today. 4:30 later today.
Yeah.
He's an amazing human with amazing journey, stories, stuff he's been through. He's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And a producer. All that.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Rise Against, all that stuff.
Yeah. Such a cool
you
guy.
You like Rise Against too?
Yeah. I know like very little of their catalog.
Send me after this podcast is done. Send me a new wish list. So I can make happen for you guys. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I can throw in there. My eyes got really wide.
Thank you so much.
You have a wish list too, right?
Yeah, because before Dominic, I listened to like a lot of like alternative kind of like pop punk, like I said. So I'm definitely from like I listen to The Descendants, but I'm also a pretty big fan of My Chemical Romance type of person. Yeah, that's me.
And I'm the kind of person who's like, I kind of like My Chemical Romance, but I really like The Descendants. It's like the other way.
Yeah.
Both great bands, man. Both great bands.
Yeah.
All those guys in My Chem are great. Gerard, we toured them on the Warp Tour. I forgot what year it was. Sweet Kids from New Jersey. I was so happy for them when they got really big. Like, just great kids, man. Jersey kids, yeah.
Like, when we were talking about the Avail reunion, like, you were talking about how it's crazy. Like, obviously, I couldn't go to Los Angeles to see the MCR reunion, but watching, like, the live stream at home, that was such a, like, brutal experience for me. Because they were, like, one of the first bands that, like, by myself, I really got into.
And
cool.
her favorite band was at that show.
Yeah, my favorite band was in like the front row in the pit watching MCR, and that was crazy.
What band was that?
So they're called Palais Royale.
Okay.
They're smaller for sure, but they're like diehard My Chem fans.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. I was supposed to go to the show. Something happened, then I ended up giving the 2 tickets to two of my son's really good friends, and I surprised them. They were massive fans. I met them, gave them the tickets. They started crying. They fell on the ground, and like I gave them laminates. I gave them everything at the show, and my wife pulled up. I met him. I gave him the stuff. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Frankie. And I gave them to them, and they freaked out. They were crying. Like this was like a religious experience. Like I was so happy.
Oh my God, that's the coolest.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like speaking of that, like my dream, I don't care like how big we have to get for it, is just to talk to Frank Iero. Like honestly,
And
probably
before I even like knew who My Chemical Romance was, I saw Frank Iero live, not knowing how big of a deal it was. Not only did I see him live, I saw him with the Descendants live, which
and we were talking on FaceTime one night. He's like, "Oh yeah, I saw Frank Iero once," and I'm like,
from
You're
the
joking,
side of the
right?
stage, because again, going back to because I'm a kid, like security came over because I was like standing on the barricade, and when he walked over, I thought he was gonna be like, "No, you can't do that," but he gave me a stool.
Yeah.
Yeah, My Chem. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Rage Against the Machine this year, but it got canceled obviously because of everything that happened. That was gonna be like a really sick reunion as well.
Yeah.
Like 2020 was like the year of reunions.
Oh yeah.
I know. Was it somebody else too though? Besides My Chem, Rage. I forgot who it was. They're gonna be playing.
The year of reunions and cancellations.
Yeah. Like it was supposed to be the most perfect year. Like Halloween is a Saturday. Like
Kids were graduating with like the perfect number, like graduating.
Oh, that's
and
so
then it's
true.
Like, hey, you want to graduate by walking across your TV screen?
That really happens too, right? That's crazy. Yeah. Like that.
My friend's older sister, she walked in her robes like across the living room. It was crazy.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Crazy world, guys. Crazy world.
Yeah. And I mean, like, so many good shows planned. Like.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next year it's gonna happen. I'm hoping.
Hopefully next year, but like, I don't know, if Trump stays in office, then it's not gonna be for another 5 years.
We're not.
Oh my God, me either. I mean, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
we're counting down to the election now. Everybody's gonna vote. Who's old enough? Anybody listening who's old enough to vote, please vote.
Yes,
if you're old enough to vote, man. Please, man. It's super important, man.
It's after seeing that debate last night, I was like, Biden's a little better, and I'm like, he's that much better, you know.
It's crazy.
And I feel bad for the people who have like just turned 18, because like. Yes, like you have to know who you're gonna vote for at this point.
Yeah.
But it's like
they're
both now it's just
they're
like
both bad. Like Biden's just the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, like we said.
It's true, man.
And it still boggles me that it is 2020 and we haven't yet had one female president.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kamala Harris
I'm sorry,
president.
But that's literally crazy. I can't really process it. And it's like, yet we have 70-some-year-old white men running for president. Cool options.
Yeah, no,
like,
no women.
How did it take this long to just get the first like black president?
Exactly.
Long time.
How was that like so long? Let alone a female. It's crazy.
It really is crazy. I hope that like for 2024 we have more young candidates, man. Like this is. Well, people really step up. Depending what happens with this election, people are definitely going to go out and vote, and then whatever the outcome is, we deal with that. But moving forward, like more young people, man. I know it's a stressful job, and it's running the whole freaking country. But
honestly,
maybe this inspire more people, more young people to get involved.
Right. I mean, the younger candidates, they would have our support. Like that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard to be a president and not have support, but it also comes along with not being a horrible person. So somebody with a younger perspective would have a lot more support, and it would not necessarily be easier, but probably less intimidating, I'd say.
Yeah.
I agree.
More stigma, 24.
Vinny stigma, you said? Yeah.
More stigma.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
I saw
Oh,
you. I saw you
the
posted
video.
something like 2 weeks ago where it was like,
Yeah, Vinny's.
"I'm Vinny
Yeah,
Stigma, and this is why I should be
it's
president."
true. Max, say hi. Say hi. This is my son, Max. Say hi, Max.
Hello.
Hi.
It's an awesome podcast.
That's dope.
You done with school now?
Yeah.
Online school, man. That's the new world, man.
Yeah.
We have like Wednesdays off normally, so
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
forgot
That's
that
cool.
we were off Monday for like a development thing. So we're like, oh yeah,
So-
we do all the episodes on Wednesday, and then we're like, oh, we have school this Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we like got off
Mm.
school, took like a 20-minute power nap, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
we were like, perfect day to do interviews. Let's tell Toby we can do Wednesday, and then
Yeah.
we're like, but today was supposed to be an A2 day. The schedule is so confusing. It's like
They
we have half days, like
they before we had A day and B days, which just your special area like classes
Yeah.
would change. You would have gym one day, art the next, So that was already confusing enough for some kids. But
Yeah.
then they got to add A1, A2, B1, B2, and it's just like, dude.
and then you have a day
Right.
off right in the middle, and then you have
Mhm.
4-day weeks.
Yeah. That's
But
a lot.
lunch break is an hour.
So
And
we
that's
got
very
that
much
going for
appreciated.
us.
I want Max, you get lunch breaks? I think it's lunch breaks. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Is he in high school
Yeah.
or in?
Yeah, he's a
college?
senior.
Oh, okay.
Senior.
Okay.
Yeah. We get a break from like 11 to 12.
Yeah.
And you mentioned power naps. My bass player Adam Blake is the king of power naps. He said power naps are really good for you. 15 to 20 minutes. No, it's good for you. I'm not good at that. I'm starting to learn, try. But supposedly it's really good. Like resets everything.
I can't take naps at all. I don't know.
It's because of the coffee, kid. It's that coffee.
I didn't before I drank coffee.
No, I'm just kidding.
I
Yeah.
used to be that way, and then I just started doing stuff, and I was like, if I don't take at least like 20 minutes to do nothing every day, then I can't do it. And then
Smart.
I can't get through it.
You slow down. That's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like before interviews or like even just on regular days after school, I literally go upstairs, walk around the house for like 20 minutes, pretending like I'm going to do something, and sit on the couch.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
don't
yeah,
know. Just like maybe because like it's light out, but I have like blackout curtains, so
Yeah.
no light. It's just like it just feels like I shouldn't be sleeping right now.
No, I
So
hear
it's
you. I hear you.
like a
Yeah.
mentality thing.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm if I don't wake up before like 8:30 at the latest, I feel like I wasted my day. So
Wow.
like, but also I love to stay up at night. So some nights I can like sleep for like 8 or 9 hours and not feel rested at all, or I can sleep for like 4 hours and be like, let's go guys, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens. That happens a lot on
Yeah.
tour too. Like your schedule's off. Like I'm in Europe or something, and yeah,
Right.
it's weird how the body can function on like not a lot of sleep.
Exactly.
Or feel like you slept too much or something. It's wild, man. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for like most of the summer, I like went to bed at 2 a.m. and
Oh, wow.
then
Yeah.
I woke up at like 10 or 11, and I felt like shit every morning. But then like
Yeah,
come
'cause it would
come
literally
12
be-
o'clock, and then like the last like 2 weeks, I started going to bed at like 10, and then waking up at 6 in the morning, and
Yeah, like it
6
was
in the
such a
morning.
quick-
Wow.
Yeah, it was such a
it
quick
feels
change.
so much better. Like,
Right,
Mm.
but it was such a crazy change because we'd go from like, all right, run a group FaceTime from like 11 to 1:30 and then go to bed at 2. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's like, lunch is fine. We can FaceTime then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Max, you get lunch breaks? You get lunch breaks for school? Oh, you do for an hour? 45 minutes. Okay.
All right.
An
So,
hour is definitely good.
I don't know if it's just like different regions or because
Yeah,
we're
for
in,
Yeah.
sure.
Or because
Like-
we're in like middle school, things are a little bit more relaxed for us. Or
Yeah. Like one of my friends lives like a couple hours from here, but they're still in Maryland. Their lunch break's like 20 minutes, which is kind of insane.
20 minutes?
that's less than when we were in school.
Even?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like we had like normally we would have lunch for a half an hour, and now we have it for an hour, which is
That's cool.
yeah.
That's nice.
Which I mean, I guess because of that, like we have shortened days now. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's first class, second class, hour of lunch, and then last 2 classes, and that's only like half a day. And then the next day it's like the rest of the day, like 2 classes in the morning and then 1 after lunch.
Yeah.
So it's just strange.
You guys think you guys will go back to school like in real life this like in January after Christmas break?
Our governor wants it to happen. Our scheduled date to go back is January 29th, and I'm like, okay, but even if everybody does get their flu shot, the flu isn't just going to disappear.
Yeah.
Coronavirus is still here. And we saw what happened last year during the end of flu season happening at the same time. Like, okay, something that we've talked about before on here, the amount of strep throat or flu cases that everybody was out for makes us think
It's
like coronavirus was here
Yeah.
before.
Like
That
Jimmy gave me a cold, so I have to stay home, but it
right. Weird.
Yeah, my last Christmas, my wife and her mom got so sick. We had to cancel Christmas, first time ever, and they stayed at my house, and we left the house and went downtown, moved all of our guests and all of our food to my friend's apartment downtown. But my wife had all the symptoms of that, and that was in December, and I feel like it was here back then. But then she got an antibodies test, and the antibodies test said she didn't have it. But those tests, this is months ago, they weren't 100% accurate, those tests.
Right.
So we think my wife definitely, and her mom had, they lost sense of smell, they had all that. So I think you're right, it was here way before. It was definitely here back then.
I think I had it in January.
I genuinely think he did too, because we would talk like every day before we actually went to the school building. And I remember he was like so sick and just couldn't get rid of this cough. Like that was it.
Oh no, I think I had it. I went to Florida in January, like end of December to like early January. And like we were supposed to see a show there. We were gonna see the Radolescents, which is like ex-adolescents.
Oh wow.
Like the day before, like we stayed with my grandparents and they have like a pool, so we were looking forward to that. And like I don't think I like even like put my feet in, because I was just like, it was the one time I took a nap, because like I just felt horrible. Like
I remember you calling
run
me
down.
you called me and you're like, I think I'm gonna take a nap.
Like
First nap ever.
Yeah, it was I said to my parents, I was like, I think I need to take a nap, and even they were shocked.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking a nap? And then it was just like a cough. We had to go to like urgent care, and they, because we thought I've had strep throat a lot, and then they were like, no, it's not strep throat, we don't know what it is. So
that's
when they don't know what it is, then it's like, well,
exactly. That's what they told my wife too. It's a really bad flu. It's extreme flu. Yeah, crazy, man.
Now, like
looking back,
a lot of my family in Florida had it. So like I don't know. It's just strange, because like you think like you go down there, you think you have it, and everybody else gets it.
Yeah, totally.
And it's
crazy,
really weird how in March, when when it was barely even a thing, everybody was like scared shitless, and then now it's the biggest it's ever been, and nobody cares.
And it's just like a thing where we're all like, yeah, that's the coronavirus.
Like I don't really want to stay inside anymore. So I'm gonna walk through Target playing Twisted Sister without a mask on.
I saw that.
That's the second time I've brought this up on the
Yeah,
podcast.
that's
I think
so
we brought it
wild.
up when we talked to Adam.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Where was that? What town was that? Do you guys know or no?
Florida.
It was?
Yeah.
I just always
Everything
assume
crazy
it's
happens in
Florida. If it's not, I'm just
They
gonna
just
assume it's Florida.
they just opened up Florida the other day. Venues, restaurants, everything's open there.
Like schools without masks. Like there's no mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 They
all
listed
of my
that.
all of my family lives in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
Orlando.
Orlando's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just couldn't live there because it's so muggy. There's so much humidity in the
Yeah,
summer.
and it like
Oh, yeah.
rains
Hot,
every
man.
night.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Right when it starts to get nice.
It's
So-
not even like relaxing rain. It's like that rain where you can still feel the heat.
Yeah.
It's like hot.
And
It's
all,
like hot
sticky.
rain.
Like the
Yeah.
rain that you can like smell. Like
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
It's so
And it-
true.
it'll rain like so badly for like 20 minutes and then
Yeah.
it dries super quickly because it's so hot in Florida.
Yeah.
And I
Oh.
could
Super
never
muggy.
live anywhere where hurricanes happen that often.
Yeah, I'm not down with that. I'm
I
not down
couldn't
with
do
that. Even though we have earthquakes here, and there was one last week that was so scary, and this whole house was shaking like this. Like my son came out like, "Wah!" Even though he grew up here, you never get used to an earthquake. It's so crazy,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy.
I remember like back in like 2011, I was like 4. There was a really bad hurricane in Baltimore. And like my dad was at like his office, like
Yeah.
downtown Baltimore. It's like
Yeah.
it was like a 5.3.
Wow,
I think that's what they said.
that's crazy.
And I was just like, I'm fine. Because he's like very like top of the building where he works.
Mm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Baltimore had that. Yeah, that's crazy.
It doesn't like happen very, very often, I don't think.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I remember
I
hearing
guess
about that. actually.
2011.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Funny enough, we were just learning about like natural disasters and everything in our science classes. We were talking about like what really happens in Maryland.
Yeah, and they were like,
Mm.
snow, you get snow.
Yeah, they're like snow,
Ice,
water.
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ice. That's funny,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. It was just like weather where everything like happens.
You,
Yeah.
you guys are too young, but there's a great show when you guys get older and you can watch like serious drama. The TV show The Wire. You heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about ball. It's an incredible show. It's
Funny
incredible.
because like
We've talked
that's what
about
everybody
it before.
thinks of when we say Baltimore.
Yeah, they're like, where are you from? Baltimore. You ever heard of The Wire?
Yeah, no, like one person he was like, where are you guys right now? We were like, we're in Baltimore. He goes, oh cool, I love The Wire.
Exactly.
We're
Like we just live
yeah.
like we're in
yeah,
The Wire. That's me.
everyone
That's
else
me.
Yeah, maybe your parents watched it before. Maybe I don't know.
I
it's a
think my
show.
dad did, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And I
not
think- I
like
think
we're in the background of it. It's not a documentary. It's
I know. But there are one kid in there. I forgot his name. He's a breakout star now. He's huge. He was in Black Panther, not the lead. He's in tons of movies. But he's a little kid on the show. He's like your age on the show. He's like a little kid, but then he turned into this amazing, like literally like a huge actor. I forgot his
was
name
he
now,
the
man.
was he the lead in The Wire, or
Not the lead. He was a little kid on there. But his name, I bet his name will pop up because he's so big now. He did so many great movies. Like he came up. Like I was so
Dominic
happy.
West?
Nope.
Or okay, huh?
Look it up.
No.
What's his name? Mike.
love how
Mike. His name.
I love how we almost kind of like stopped the interview and we're just talking about The Wire.
Michael B. Jordan, he's on here.
Yes. You know who he is? You know who
Yeah.
he is? Yeah, he was like a little kid on the show, and like I could not believe when I saw him in the movies. Now I was like, oh my god, I recognize that face, and then I googled it. I was like, oh wow, he was on The Wire. It's really cool.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, I'll just like go through a lot of stuff where I just watch one TV show at a time, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
for like a
I got you
year.
on like a huge That 70s Show kick.
Oh yeah.
It's a good show.
I wasn't even gonna say that, but it was like The Office, or it was Friends,
Oh, we
then The
both
Office,
love The Office.
and then
yeah.
I guess That 70s Show for like a month, and then
Yeah.
back to The Office, then Friends, and right now for some reason it's Saturday Night Live.
Great. SNL's great.
Yeah,
Such a great show.
I'm
for
watching
sure.
like just all the ones that I watched like 4 years ago.
I've never seen The Office. I've never seen Friends. And I've never seen That 70s Show, I don't think.
Okay.
I swear
so,
to God.
Yeah, do you have
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, do you have a Netflix?
I'm not a Friends fan. However, I love The Office, and I've seen like all 9 seasons at least 5 times.
Yeah.
Is
Like-
that Steve Carell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, he's awesome.
And like
He's awesome.
John Krasinski.
Okay.
we'll give Office alumni advice. So when you first start it, season 1's only 6 episodes.
Oh yeah,
and
you can like skip the first season. It's
Well, I sat through it because when you see the whole show and watch it back, it's ironic. But
Okay.
a lot of people don't
Foreshadowing.
like the first season.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people like give up on the first season, so like just push through to the second one.
yeah. There's only
Wow.
like 6 episodes because like first season is difficult to watch.
It was gonna
Really?
get
Okay.
canceled.
Yeah, and even the people on the show are like, we didn't think we were gonna get a second season.
And then
So it's
look,
that bad?
done.
It's-
Yeah.
Okay.
it's-
Okay.
I
not
mean,
doing-
I find it funny because I have a very dry sense of humor, but a
Okay.
lot of people just hated it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Like-
want to check that one out for sure.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
Friends is just like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
That 70s Show was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a show that when you start, you have to finish.
Okay.
You didn't even finish it.
That's a good point.
How many
Yeah.
how many seasons is that 70s show?
Dude,
Like
I don't even. Isn't
Like,
it like it's like
I think
at
it's like
least
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Which like it doesn't seem like it could be 7 or 8 when you start it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Like,
weird.
It's just kind of like the same episode over and over again. So I mean, if you were scrolling through Netflix, I think you can kind of like skip that 70s
But-
show.
There's
Okay.
something like oddly satisfying about
Yeah,
hearing this
it's
song
just,
over
like-
and over.
To sum it up, they smoke pot in the basement. Red Foreman calls them a dumbass, and then they get
Okay.
into some sort of problem. Like
Yeah.
That's every
yeah.
episode?
yeah,
Okay.
just
Pretty much
same thing. Yeah,
relationship problems.
yeah.
Basically filmed in the 90s, making it seem like it's the 70s.
Like Ashton
Gotcha.
Kutcher wants to break up with Mila Kunis every episode. Like,
Really ironic.
Are they married in real life?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
where they
just,
met,
it's just
duh.
kind of funny because they were like dating in the show.
That's
They were
cool.
like
Now they're
the
married
on
with
and
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
they were like the on and off relationship that's like the 2 popular kids in the show, and then
Got you.
together.
That's really cool. That actually happened in real life. Wow. Okay.
The last
Yeah.
season is missing the main character because he like went to a different country.
Really?
Yeah.
You should start with The Office.
Yeah, and then Friends, like you just have to like watch it when it's on TV. That's like a guilty pleasure for me.
Okay.
I know so many
Yeah.
people who like just despise Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's not.
yeah, no. Sam's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm watching Friends right now," and then she'll just stop saying anything.
She'll just ghost you and like not respond on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Funny.
either that or I'll be like, here, watch this. Something better.
That's funny, man. I'll look into some of those shows for sure.
Yeah. You keep telling me that I need to watch The Umbrella Academy. Which
The Umbrella Academy. It was literally based off a comic book written by Gerard Way.
Okay.
Insanely good show.
That's right. That's right. I heard about that. Yeah.
It is insanely good. It is like one
Okay.
of the things I've seen in a long time.
Is that Netflix?
Yes, Netflix
Okay.
original.
Okay.
And then I watch American Horror Story. I'm a huge horror fan, and Dominic hates horror. So
I heard that's a great show. So I haven't seen that, but I heard it's great.
yeah, I'm
yeah,
Like,
my parents limit which seasons because it's a little weird. I mean, like
Yeah.
there's some interesting stuff in there. It's like horror to the point where it scares you because it can actually happen. With like supernatural in there. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Like one of my favorite movies is, I have the print right there, Dazed and Confused, just because it's not about anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just strange.
That's I need to watch that again. I haven't seen that in years. That's your favorite movie?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, one of. And then I just watched, I'll say that High Fidelity is my favorite movie.
High Fidelity. There was just that TV show too, right? It got canceled or something. It was just,
I don't know what happened with the TV show.
Yeah.
But the Today Show just did like a piece on John Cusack.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah,
great
so
actor.
I watched that, and they started talking about High Fidelity. I was like, I need to watch High Fidelity again. So
yeah, John Cusack's underrated.
Yeah.
I want to say like maybe a month ago, my mom had me watch Rock and Roll High School for the first time.
Woo!
That was amazing. Honestly,
Ramones.
I was a huge Ramones fan before that, and then I watched the movie. I was like, oh my god, I love it.
Like, so good, right?
It's
classic.
I haven't seen that movie because I don't know where to find it.
I'm trying to get Dominic to watch it.
Is it on like demand or anything? Or no?
Yeah, last time I watched it was free. Because Dominic got me to watch Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke, and that was funny. So then I was like, okay, now you have to watch Rock and Roll High School.
I don't know where to find it.
That's a good question. She found it. You probably find it.
Yeah, it was really good though. Because then, like a week ago, we went to the record shop I was talking about, and I got the Rock and Roll High School soundtrack. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then
it's a great soundtrack.
We went like a month ago. Yeah, like a month ago, and
we both went.
We were like digging through records, and Sam was like, "Should I get Salad Days by Minor Threat?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Should I?" And he was like, "Duh," because my mom was looking through, and she's like, "Hey, I've seen that on like your podcast."
Can you email back from that guy?
Yeah, we were
That's cool.
Yeah.
Which Brian Baker declined to be on our podcast, and that was the first person to like actually decline.
And not be
really?
Like, sorry, I'm busy doing nothing. You know, he was just like, no, and we were like.
And now he's done a bunch of other podcasts.
Yeah, so we were like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys reached out to him directly?
Brian Keeneland offered to.
Oh, okay.
Offered
to
him.
Okay. And that was cool.
I'm gonna reach out to some people for you guys today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What you guys are on Instagram too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're in the group chat.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
And we always send like the link like after it comes out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
When would this come out?
Okay, so Adam is this Saturday, and then it's like a first come first serve thing. So
totally. Yeah.
So next Saturday, I think. I don't know what day.
So you got back-to-back H2O. You got Adam and me.
Yeah. And it's
Sick.
just kind of funny. Like go from like Doug Carrion to like Bill Stevenson and Milo, and then it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. It's like I was like we should make like band playlists on the channel. Like here's the Descendants interviews. Here's the H2O interviews.
Yeah, the 10th. It looks like that's when it should come out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Send me the link. So this goes up on YouTube and everywhere.
Yeah,
we put it
just
on YouTube.
Just YouTube. Cool. So we don't have like the Spotify. I don't even know how you get it on Spotify.
Yeah.
You're just gonna go on a mine's on a platform called Libsyn. You just pay a monthly fee, and once you get it on there, it puts it on everything for you.
Okay. Yeah.
It goes everywhere. Yeah.
Look into that.
Okay.
I can send you some information about it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
There's tons of podcasts on it. You pay monthly, and then, you can put a podcast. I can put this podcast right now, and it won't drop till next Monday at 5 a.m. You can set the timer. Everything goes up.
Cool. Yeah, you can do that on YouTube too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we do it that way.
You can like schedule stuff, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been like a couple of weeks since we posted because he said like we were gonna get like used to virtual school. So
Yeah, which honestly,
yeah.
that's a good reason to take a break because we are
Yeah.
getting used to it.
Because I mean, like the editing and the posting, that's just like the tedious
Totally.
part. That's the part that
Yeah.
like, takes the most time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we say that as we've been talking for like what, almost 2 hours now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
have the little timestamp at the top because I'm on my phone. So we are at
Nice.
1 hour and 49 minutes.
Is this a long one per
Wow.
usual?
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
they're like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we have to do part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
gonna
so
split it up.
so Samantha, you're on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on
Oh,
my
wow.
And then
because I have a like desktop that I use just because I like fill out the questions on a Word document, but
Gotcha.
it doesn't have like a camera, so this works.
Gotcha.
yeah, and then I had like a microphone lying around, so I like hooked it up on my computer, and it'll like record
Yeah.
on my computer.
Yeah, it sounds good, man.
Yeah, and then I just like print everything out.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, you got all the questions you need from me? You're good.
Sure. I mean, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Did we talk too much? Did I say too much? Did you get all your
No,
questions answered? All your
Yeah.
questions got answered or no?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
We'll
thank
probably
you so much.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
split it up and edit it, but like this has been great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little insight. That shirt you're wearing, Gorilla Biscuits. Gorilla Biscuits are mine throughout 2 of my favorite bands. Obviously, I have tattoos of all that. But that Gorilla Biscuits Start Today record, I sang backup on it.
Yeah,
So if
that's
you look
why I wore the shirt. I just
That's why you
did.
wore the shirt.
Okay.
We were talking.
And I did the record for Adam, and I said to Sam, I was like, is it gonna be weird if I wear this shirt?
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
and I was like,
That's one
no,
of my favorite
get him
bands.
to notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite bands, and that band turned me vegetarian in 1988 and changed my life. Yeah, man, sang backup on that record. Lived with those guys in 1988, the Gorilla Biscuit House. Yeah, great band, wonderful band. Minor Threat too, obviously.
Yeah. One thing
King.
I was wondering about, and I didn't like write this down or anything, but in the record it said huge thanks to Toby, and then in parentheses it said Closet Master.
So here's the deal. This is my final answer of the evening. I lived in the Gorilla Biscuits house, and it was me, Siv, and Walter, and Alan Cage. Alan Cage plays drums in Quicksand, another great band. And in his room, he had a huge closet, and I lived in the closet. I put a bed in there. I was only like 18 years old. I moved there from Maryland, and they called me the Closet Master because I put like drapes in there. I put my posters up because there was no room. There was no room for me in this apartment, so I lived in the closet, and like, yeah, it was that's where I lived. I loved it.
I had that record sitting next to me.
Yeah, he mentioned that on FaceTime like right before, and he was like, "What does that mean?" And I'm like,
yeah, beforehand, I was like reading the notes, like I think on a Google Meets call, and then I called Sam. I was like, Toby sang on the Gorilla Biscuits record,
and we were like, "Oh wow!"
And I was like, it says Toby, Closet Master. So
So you hear it first. I lived in the closet. I was sleeping on different people's couches. I lived with the guys in Sick of It All in Queens. I was like basically couch surfing until finally I found a home in Jackson Heights, Queens in 1988. And they squeezed me into their apartment, and I picked the closet, and that's where I lived. Oh, man.
well,
so that's why I'm called the Closet Master, yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This is really, really fun. You guys are awesome. You guys are very professional. I'm proud of you guys. 30 episodes in like 5 months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And DM me like your wish list. And I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Because this is really fun. This is like
I remember I DM'd you like a couple of months ago. Yeah.
You did?
I did,
Okay, so I get a lot of DMs. I try to go through them. But now that we're Plus, you guys you got my email too, so it's like
all right.
Yeah, so you'll be looking
actually email. Yeah, email me like a wish list and an email. That's even better because I actually get those faster.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys and keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome.
All right, thank you so much.
Your parents should be proud of you guys because this is really a positive outlet and really cool stuff. It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And then maybe one day when this pandemic's over and I'm on the East Coast, maybe I'll have you guys on my podcast if I have my stuff with me. It'd be cool.
That would be
Awesome.
crazy.
That could be a year or like 10 years from now. Who knows what's going to happen? But someday that'd be awesome.
We were planning
that
on
would-
going to the show in Maryland. I don't know when. It was recently the last H2O show in Maryland.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was like a little, just like 5 minutes too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great show. That's right. That was us and Be Well. I think Be Well was on that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be in touch, you guys. This is great. Shout out to your parents. Your parents are awesome. They have great taste in music. And thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank
All right,
you
guys,
so
stay in
much.
school. Stay in school,
Yeah.
and you guys are the future. You know that.
Thank
All right,
you
guys.
so much.
All right, good talking to you.
You too. Bye.
And if I talk too fast, cut it out. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.